What up, baby boo?
Hey, what it do, brother?
That shit.
Ready to get into some shit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How many people you got?
I'll make room for you. I'm about to go have a conversation with Vinny, but I'll hit you up right whenever we get back.
You guys say that we doing the bunk truck?
I mean, dude, if the list didn't fall apart, problem is everything falls apart so quick.
Yeah.
So if the list is still around, I'll call up Zoe actually right now and go ask.
Anna.
I don't think he's awake yet. Let me call you whenever after this meeting, okay?
Okay.
All right, brother.
Bye bye. This is my sister, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Huh?
She Russian too?
What?
We're not Russian, mother bitch.
What the hell is you then, man?
Vadim? Handle it.
Australian, sorry.
No.
What the fuck?
Whatever, man. I don't know, Vadim. Whatever the hell y'all is.
I'm from Shenaras.
All right, listen. Whatever the fuck, Russian, fucking North Russian. I don't know.
North Russian?
I don't know the difference, man.
Alright, see you later, man.
Later, y'all. There's two Russians, man. I don't know where the hell they is. They're like, we're not Russian. I was like, well, so you like North Russians, you know? And I know a Russian whenever I've seen one. I spend time in Tarkov, you know what I'm saying? I've been told to divide somebody's cheeks at least 1,000 times. I know what they sound like.
What the fuck is North Russian?
I don't know. Russians from the north, dog. I don't know. I got a Lamborghini in South Russia.
Okay, you're right. So how far did education go for you?
Man, you know the vibe, dude. I got kicked out of 7th grade. Listen, I graduated, all right? I graduated with a strong 2.8 GPA. Strong.
That explains a lot.
What? This is a good spot as any. Ah!
What?
He ran in the other way. It was a murder kitty, man. Heard the murder kitty start going crazy.
Bro.
Whew, scary.
All right.
Wait, before you say this, let me go grab my phone because I might need to order some Uber Eats.
Yep, I just got some food myself.
Oh. All right. Spit it. What's going on?
No, you spit it to me.
About what?
So what's going on between you and Tugs from the start?
Oh, okay. So where do I even start, man? I don't even remember the conversation. You know me, bro. Every day's a new day. I don't even remember. Give me bullets and points.
Something about you that you think he's not for the gang. He'd rather do stuff with other crews than his own gang.
I mean, I never said that. Yeah, sure. So basically, in the morning time since you've been gone, Tugs has been rolling with this other group that he's established, created, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He calls it a boosting crew, but he's hitting banks with them. He's doing boosts with them, and we got people around in the morning time. Myself, Chody, Zolo whenever he wakes up, and Tugs ain't never around. He's always with those homies, right? So we'll hit him up to go do stuff, and it's always, yo, we're doing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, which is no big deal, not an issue. Problem is whenever the bank stuff came around, we were trying to hit banks. Motherfucker was never around. He was always doing A's and doing shit with these cats, right? So just like before, whenever like the weed house gets hit or something like that, homie's in the middle of a chase or doing something with these other dudes. And that was one of the, oh, fuck.
Get it!
Okay. So Yeah, that was the one issue I brought up to him. Another thing is in the conversation when I brought this up to him, he was like, "We're not a crew, we're not a group. We're just a couple of friends hanging around." I'm just like, Tugs, man, I've spoken to the people you hang out with, bro. They call you guys a crew. They named each other off by, you know, like he's with the, you know, Ghost, who obviously, you know, Ghost, Joel from Harmony, another mechanic from Harmony. All of them are A boosters. They just pass contracts back and forth.
Okay.
I told Tugs, I was like, brother, whenever you were getting to that A point, we were feeding you, I was feeding you contracts just so whenever you get to that A, we could do them in the morning time, right? Because that was going to be our thing. You remember that conversation, you were there. And now with these other cats, like, I'm not able to get to that point, right? Which wasn't even a point where it was like I was trying to make. The main thing I was telling Tugs is, and the thing that really aggravates me is that every single time we're in conflict with a gang, if it's fucking Static, if it's the fucking people who live by the pink cage, if it's Lynx's crew, if it's this, if it's that, he will go and he will talk to these cats on OG, in my opinion, on this OG status type shit, and we'll make agreements, or we'll make this, we'll make that. And he just, like, for me, if I'm not there, because he always does this by himself, like, bro, you got to fill me in. And he'll go and do this, but then not call and fill me in about it, because I don't know what's going on. Am I smoking them? Am I not smoking them? What's going on? I even talked to Rami about it, and even Rami was like, why is this dude having these conversations with these crews? And for me, it's like, he's not my OG, right? We are at the same level of status when it comes to stuff, which is cool and all, but when he has these conversations and he doesn't tell me about it or let me know what's going on, that's what I have an issue with. That's the main moral of the story for me, is that's my biggest problem. When you're not around, he goes and does this in the morning time, and it just makes the gang on gang shit very awkward for me, because then I'm like, okay, do I shoot them? Do I not shoot them? Then on top of that, with other crews, whenever we've had problems, he withholds information from me on purpose so that I don't act on information or not have all the information to go and handle it myself. So he's making that decision like he's one of my higher ups to not tell me shit whenever I want to know shit so I can act accordingly upon it. You know what I mean? Because I've been around with you for years. You've never done that to me. Every single time you've ever had a meeting or anything like gang oriented, you've always squared it with me to let me know what's going on. He doesn't do that shit. Let alone he shouldn't even be doing that shit. Right? So it's like and it's not just me, Vinny. I'm just the one who will speak up. You know? It's all the homies in the morning. Zolo's brought it up. I've brought it up. Curtis, whenever he was around, brought it up. None of us understand it. None of us get it. He does it to every fucking crew. And then whenever he spins it and I have a conversation with him, he throws bullshit in my face, does a 360, brings the point back, and then flips it like it's my fault. I don't wake up wanting problems with motherfuckers. All I want is just to be informed on shit, and that's it. He doesn't have to chill with us. He don't do any of that shit if he doesn't want to, right? Which obviously he hasn't. But just let me understand what's going on, because you're the only person.
In a sense,
bro, you're the only person.
Conflict, yeah.
You're the only person. And then he was like, well, there's 20 people to tell. I'm like, Tugs, you are the only guy who we can get that information from if Vinny's not around. Yeah, it's a burden, but it's part of being in a fucking gang. And when you call me and give me bulletin points without actual reason or without more context, and say, the other day, 2 days ago, I got to drink coffee and wake up. 3 hours went by. Homie was waiting for a bank. He was doing whatever the fuck he said. I thought he was doing A's. He wasn't even doing A's in his words. So for 3 hours, he never even called me and informed me on some shit, even if he is half asleep, so I knew what the fuck was going on. Then I fuck up, then that shit's on me. So it's like, the way Tugs makes it sound is like he's the victim and this, that, and the other, when in all honesty, like I said before, all I want is to know what the fuck's going on, right? And to understand what I need to do for the gang, because I'm the one hanging out with motherfuckers in our gang in the morning to take care of shit. Period.
I will say one thing. You are 100% correct on communication is key. And we are probably by far the worst crew in the city when it comes to communication. 110% you are. I will. I'm even 10. I'm the bad one in that too.
Yeah, we're all bad.
Okay. It has to come to a point. Do you think he's doing to you? Do you think that he's actually doing that to you deliberately?
You want my
or is
honest opinion?
Not realize it because he gets caught up in
Nah,
something
this is
else?
what I think he's doing. In my personal opinion, okay? I personally think Tugs has his own little group in the morning time so that he can do whatever he wants to do and he can take charge and he can lead it and they listen to him. Because he knows with us, we're all at the same fucking plateau. We're all on the same level, right? We all make decisions based on the same things. But with these other guys, he says bark, they say woof, you know? And I think he likes that. That's my personal opinion.
One thing I really want to talk to Kay about is like, I get this whole shit with OGs and stuff and all that. But at the end of the day, man, like I told Tugs, it's a fucking even playing field with everybody. You're in this gang for a reason and you have a voice of opinion for a reason. It shouldn't have to be that you think you don't have a bigger voice because you were in at an earlier date. This guy should have a ruling over me because he came in after me. You're in the fucking gang. You have an opinion that should be heard and should be listened on.
I don't think anyone's questioning that though. I don't think that
the way I feel like in a sense the way you're like, oh, you know, why do I have to listen to, like, why do I have to wait on Tugs? You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like it has to be a point of we are all in this together as a family and there should be no bad blood between the family, right? And there's a lot of things here that we got to talk about, and Tugs has said he's willing to talk about it also if you want to. Well, us three are going to link up and talk.
This is the problem I have with Tugs is that he doesn't say what's actually going on. He gives this bullshit fucking and I told him this, bro. Listen, we were in a conversation and he was you know trying to flip the script on me like he always does and was trying to make me sound like I'm crazy. And I talked to Gomer, right? Whenever we were sitting at the bank job, Gomer tells us that Tugs went and had a conversation with Lynx, right? This after K basically was like, we're smoking these fools. He goes and have a one-on-one with Lynx like he does with every gang we've ever had a fucking war with.
I have a question for you. He told me that he met up with Lynx on a friend's basis because him and Lynx have a history.
He's met up with the Sagrados on a friend's basis. He met up with the fucking Pink Cage guys on a friend's basis. He met up with Static on a friend's basis. I mean, how many friends does this motherfucker have with every single crew in the city at every single war that we're in? There's always a fucking bigger or larger reason that he's having a meeting, but he continues to have these fucking meetings. Like, you can give me whatever reason you want, and I get at this time.
I like that you're telling me this because I don't even know this, Hutch, right? I'm not even aware of this, right?
Yeah, bro, this isn't the first time.
You're telling me this.
You know how many times, even the Static meeting, guess who was the one who called me and said that the war was off? Tugs, because he had a one-on-one with Static. So then I call him up and then the war's not off. And I misunderstood what he was trying to tell me because the conversation lasted 2 minutes because he was heading to a fucking boost or something else. Like, again, I'm not seeking issues with Tugs. I'm not trying to like make Tugs seem like a bad guy or I don't trust him or whatever. The thing is that when it comes to like the gang stuff, all I want to do is if you're going to have these meetings, you have these conversations, let me be completely informed on what the fuck's going on. So whenever I'm hanging out with our actual boys, right, and we're rolling fucking 4 deep, we can act accordingly. Not call you up and then you're in a chase and then you roll to the weed spot late and we have to fill it in with fucking fresh. Another thing, okay, and this is the what I was trying to tell you before. When I was hanging out with fucking Gomer, we're sitting there talking, he tells me Tugs had a conversation with Lynx. I'll say on my own, I acted out of turn. I was like, man, this dude is always having conversations with gangs where I war with, right? You know, trying to figure out what's going on. He says it's for more information or whatever his reasonings are. He does it with every fucking gang. Okay. After I hear this, I'm telling the boys, I'm like, fuck, man, he literally has a conversation with all of them, right? Like, we should be there type shit. So we can understand what's going on. Gomer, after hearing me say that, he calls or texts or calls, whatever he does, and tells Tugs basically that you know, I'm pissed that he had a conversation, whatever the text message read, you know, I don't know. So I asked Tugs, like, straight up, like, you know, did you talk to Gomer? He's like, no, I haven't talked to Gomer. I'm like, bro, I know you talked to Gomer. Did he call you? Did he text you? He's like, no, Gomer didn't call me. I said, Tugs, you're the only person I talked to that would have called you is fucking Gomer. So obviously he texted you, he called you, he's something. Yo, let me call you back, Zo. I was like, he's something, because you don't just call me out the blue. He's like, oh, yeah, he didn't call me. He texted me. I said, what'd he text you? He's like, oh, he just said that we need to talk. I'm like, so how is him texting you saying we need to talk lead to this big ass conversation? So obviously you're leading out bulletin points on what the fuck he texted you about or what he said, and you're lying straight to my fucking face about it when you just had to be square with me. I'm not gonna be mad at Gomer. Just tell me what the fuck's going on. Don't just sit here and bullshit me.
Okay, so here's what I'm picking up here. You don't give a fuck that he hangs out with people, does shit with people. You just want to be... You want it to be known when there's gang shit going on. You want to know details of what's happening and what's going on, so you don't get yourself caught up in a bind.
Exactly.
Okay. That's
like
very
with the listen.
See, the thing is, I think he's thinking also that, like,
oh, chat, we're chilling. It's not a big deal, baby.
Like you saying that, oh, like I got you to where you were at A, and Tugs is stating that like. He was doing a lot more.
No. Listen, that is just a piece of the fucking overall pie. The whole thing about getting him to A is it for me? It's like we work together, right? I don't want to sit here and try and take any or a 5% of the credibility for him getting A. He grinded his ass off. I'm not even close to there. All I'm saying is whenever we were doing it, I was like, man, let's get you to A. I was excited to do contracts with him and hang out with my boy. And that ended up being him hanging out with some other motherfuckers, which is his choice, bro. You don't need to hang out with me. You know what I mean? It was just on some premise of like that piggybacks to whenever I told him, I was like, dude, you and your group. He's like, I don't have a group. I said, Tugs, if you hang out with the same motherfuckers every single morning, you don't hang out with any of the gang, you don't hang out with any of the homies who's awake, you hang out with the same 4 motherfuckers who are boosting, hitting these fucking boosts. That's a group, dog. He's like, oh, it's a boosting group. I'm like, you're hitting banks with him. How's that a boosting group?
He feels that the way you are saying it, that he should rather be hanging out with you than those people.
I don't give a fuck who he hangs out with, man. But
okay, but that's something we have to fucking make note, and we have to both of you need to let each other.
Let me ask you a question. What do you consider banks? Is that a gang thing, or is that just doing your own thing?
So I have 2 views on it, right? And this is just the way I am. Yes, it's a gang thing, 100%, because you get gang rep from it, right?
Yes.
So now if you're the leader of the group, yeah, say if you're on a job with Tom, Dick, and Harry, and they're from all different gangs. If you're the leader of it, we're getting the rep for it, right?
Exactly.
But if you're not the leader of it, we get absolutely 0.
Yes.
Right? I do feel like it's a gang thing, but to play devil's advocate, you know, if you're just chilling, like, here's the one thing I told Tugs. I wake up, I like to open my eyes, just vibe out for about an hour or 2. If somebody calls me and asks me, yo, I got this boost to do, I got this bank to do, yo, you want to come do it? I'll be down, right?
Yeah, but that's not what's going on, man. Like whenever he went to go hit that silent bank, I guarantee you, because Tugs was the first motherfucker who was shown that silent shit, right? Now he brought up a good point. He said that he wasn't sure if we wanted him to show us how to do it. And I can understand that, all right? And I will say that if he was on those pretenses, I get it. But with that being said, when he went and hit that silent bank, he didn't call up one motherfucker because I was with all of them. You know, so what happened is the reason this even stemmed was we were hitting a bank. It was me, Chody, Zolo, Nash, and who was the 5th? Gomer. We were trying to hit a bank. We did a loud, they did a silent. We both got the same location. They got the email, we didn't, and our bank scuffed. So with me, I'm sitting there and he was like, well, I felt that negativity whenever I rolled up. I said, Tugs, how can you not? There's you plus 4 other random motherfuckers hitting a silent, which we all want to be a part of. And then there's 5 of us in our crew trying to hit a bank too. And your crew and our crew, obviously scuff is scuff. It is what it is. But you didn't hit up any of us to hit that fucking thing with you. And that is your bank.
Now let me play both sides here, okay? Because this is going to be his rebuttal, and I'm just going to be blunt with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you call him for a bank?
Brother, you listen. I've called.
Listen,
I understand what
answer
you're
me.
saying.
That's all. Because
every
all
time
I'm telling you is just be prepared, because this is what he's gonna say. Yo, Hutch, did you call me when you were doing that silent bank?
Yes, but again,
Did I know
every
you were doing that bank?
time I call Tugs, he is with the same people doing the
get
same
it.
shit. So
I
I
get
stopped
what you're
calling him
saying.
because again, it's the same reason where it's like, you know, whenever, you know, Rami doesn't want to be bothered with the gang stuff 3 weeks ago, right? I stopped calling Rami because I knew he didn't want to hear the gang shit,
Yeah.
like this kind of stuff. I know Tugs is with his group. I know Tugs is doing his stuff with his buddies who are the boosting crew, whatever the fuck label he wants to put on it. So I don't call Tugs because I know after many of calls with him, it's the same shit. Oh, I'm with this person. Oh, I'm with that person. I'm doing some shit. I'm doing this. So I stopped calling.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, and I think it's just smart to do for the future to back yourself up. It's not like you're checking, you know, you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's, right? But if you're going to sit there and say that, yo, why am I going to call Tugs? He's always with his crew doing shit, right? He's going to say he wants to complain about it, but doesn't call me to do anything.
See, but
right?
that's just false because I
let
have.
me finish. I know, but let me finish, okay? So what I would do from now on is if you're claiming that every time you call him, you try to get through to him, it's always busy or he's with other people, yo, just throw out that text. Yo, Tugs, got a bank. Let me know if you want to do it. That's it. Because then he has no fucking excuse.
Well, whenever we were going to hit the bank this morning, I called him and he fucking, it went straight to voicemail. He hung up. So it's like, I've made these calls before, Vinny, and to do different things. And again, when he's usually with his crew, he's doing a boost, he's doing the bank, he's doing something. It always, you know, he just hangs up on me. And then he calls me when he's open.
A serious question. Do you feel that he's more worried about his morning crew than the gang?
See,
and just be honest with
that's
me,
a flip question, right? So I think that if there's a gang war, if there's something going on actively within the crew when it comes to different things, sure, he's going to be there for sure. He was there during Static. I'm not going to sit here and just badmouth Tugs completely. Yes, but when it comes to I gotta go do some shit. I got a bank job to do. You know, I'm gonna go and do this run, or I'm gonna go and do this house, or I'm gonna go and do a boost. We are not the ones he's calling, and I don't have an issue with that. That's completely fine. My issue is when that shit fucks over us doing something as a group in our gang. That's where that frustration came from.
And I would have been probably as frustrated as you, that whole thing with the game. But now, what's the next probability of you actually getting the same bank as each other, right? It's probably slim to none. Okay.
Yeah.
That was probably just a glitch in the fucking matrix.
100%, and I agree with that.
So, and I can understand the frustration, but I can guarantee that probably never happen again.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and I told him this when we were on the roof. Like, I'm gonna be mad at the time, but then later on, it is what it is, and it is what it is since we had that conversation. I have no ill feeling towards that scenario. But again, at that specific time, who isn't gonna be mad? If K was there, he would be mad. If you were there, you
100%.
would be mad. You know?
100%. Yeah, I would have definitely been there. Like, bro, I think if Tugs was there, he would have fucking flipped his shit. Saying if you were on the opposite side of the spectrum,
we all would have
with these people, right?
Agreed.
No matter what, because you're building up. You're like, oh, I can't wait to do this, and then you show up and your own boy is there with another group doing it. You're like, bro, like, what the fuck is this shit? 100%, right?
Yeah.
I think it just needs. I think what you guys need to do. I don't even want this to get to K.
It doesn't have to. I've already squashed it, man. I don't got no issues.
Well, listen, you have no issues because you have the mentality like me. There might be an issue today, but tomorrow's
it's
a new
fresh
fucking
day,
and we go upon our day, and there's no ill will feelings, right? But from what Tugs made me understand is that when you approached him, he feels like that you had this boiling up for a while.
No, man.
Finally all came
I mean,
out.
again, it was the days that I would call him. It was like, you know, the 3 days before I would call him. It would just go straight to voicemail, or would, you know, go straight, you know, he just wouldn't answer. He'd be doing, again, boost with his boys. I pulled up on Joel in Red Garage, and I'm like, yo, what you doing? I've called Tugs like twice, went straight to voicemail. Oh, we're doing an A with Tugs. Oh, okay, sounds good. Drive off, they go do that A. Right, so I'm trying to get a hold of him while he's with these other homies doing an A boost, which again, I ain't some jealous bitch. I get it. It is what it is. It's not an issue, right? But at that same time, we're at war with somebody, so I'm trying to rally the troops, get ready. He's doing an A boost. It's murky waters. But like you said, It's a new day. I really don't care about any of that. For me, my problem is there was a, you know.
Go ahead.
Again, it was just the whenever I'm trying to do stuff with our group, I'm trying to help Zolo, I'm trying to help Chody, Gomer, Eugene was part of one of them. We're all trying to figure this shit out. And then there's Tugs with some 4 random motherfuckers doing the same shit and making us not be able to do it. That's tilting, bro. And again, back to the OG shit. All of us are on the same page in the morning times where it's like, let's go smoke these fools. Wait a second, what? Tugs is having another fucking meeting by himself with these guys over the phone or over this or over that. Why the fuck is Tugs even talking to him? I've heard verbatim from Rami. Why the fuck is Tugs having that conversation? I don't know. I don't know why. But I'm not gonna go and run to you or run to Rami or run to Kate, be like, Tugs is having these conversations. I'm not gonna do that. It's not like, that's bullshit. But at the same time, like, every single war the same shit happens. It gets fucking annoying, man. Like, to you, I look up to you. I've looked up to you for years. You're my OG. I listen, you just like at the fucking, you're my leader, bro. We go to Grape Seed, someone badmouths you, that's on me to make sure that doesn't happen, right? When you go and have these conversations, you have that, you can do that. With Tugs, again, like you said, we're all on the same playing field, but by him doing that and us not being informed, we don't know what the fuck's going on. And it just causes murky waters.
I think what we need to do, one, we're gonna have a conversation, me, you, and Tugs will resolve this shit, so it doesn't even have to get to K. Two, I think I need to go to K to have clarification from him on if there is conflict and it's a morning crew conflict. Is it okay that the morning guys go and handle this business and talk with these gangs and find out? Because if Rami's stating that, why is Tugs constantly talking to people? That shouldn't be happening, right?
It should
be that.
Let me rephrase that for you. It's not morning crew drama. It's drama, period.
No, it's
gang
drama
beef,
as a whole,
period.
yes. Okay, so let me reiterate. My point I'm trying to get at is, is it a position of Tugs to go there? Is it a position of Hutch to go there and talk to these gangs and squash the beef? Because me, as being a fucking OG member to the crew, I don't even squash conflict.
I know you don't.
The one person I go to is my leader, which is K. And I said, K, and this is the only thing that happens. And the meetings I always have is, yo, smoke is still on, or let's hold the ceasefire. It's not over. Let me get word from my leader, and we'll take it from there. Now, if Tugs is squashing beef without going to K with it, that's a whole nother fucking story.
Well, it's not squashing. What he'll do is he'll go to these gangs and they'll have these one-on-one meetings, and then after he has these one-on-one meetings, it's, hey, we're waiting for the OGs to wake up now. Oh, we're waiting for K to wake up now. And the problem with that is whenever we're going to go handle business, when we're going to go handle whatever we're handling, one person instead of all of us makes the decision to push it to you guys when it doesn't even need to be pushed to you guys. Does that make sense? So like whenever we're doing something, we're handling it, instead of all of us coming together with an agreement, he goes and he makes that agreement, and then all of us are like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're gonna wait for the boys to wake up.
And I'm gonna be honest about one thing, is I truly feel, number one, nobody should be going alone to meetings when we're at war with people.
Agreed. You don't even do that. Vinny, we've been together for 4 years. You've never done that to me.
The only time I got caught in a meeting alone is because we were sent up for a bank job and they rolled up on me and surrounded me. And that
but you still tell us. You still tell us, bro. You even when you go, you've had solo meetings 1,000 times, but it's always, yo, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go and do this, guys. I'll be right back. Not, hey, I'm just gonna vanish and just call up Gomer to be there and be lookout. Like, that's some bigger shit. Even if it is Links and it's your boy and it's your recording artist or whatever, it's still, hey, I'm gonna do this. Or, hey, yo, boys, I'm calling up Static. I'm gonna see what the fuck's going on and where their head's at or whatever. You know, he had a conversation with them at a bakery, which again, they rolled up on him. It is what it is. But then the next day he calls them up and then has a one-on-one conversation with them on the phone. And it's just like, when you do that, No, because the reason why, what I'm trying to say is that the reason why multiple members of CG should be at any type of meetings of this is because it's not only one person that might forget to call the others and let them know. If you have numbers there, you have those 2 to 3, 4 people are able to communicate with the rest of the gang to let them know what's going on. Because listen, my brain is fried.
That's the reason why I will never go to a meeting alone if it has anything to do with the gang, because my dumb ass will probably forget 3/4 of the shit by the time I have to talk to the boys about it, right? So you always want people there to make sure there's communication with throughout the whole gang, because say if Tugs is the only one that goes to this meeting, right? Let's just put a scenario in place. Tugs has a one-on-one with Static. There's a ceasefire. He ends up getting caught in some shit with cops. He goes to jail for 300 months, all right? You fucking see Static, you light them up. They're like, yo, what the fuck you doing? We already called a ceasefire. Why y'all shooting us? And it brings issues to you. And the only reason why is because now Tugs is sitting in jail. Nobody was with him, and we couldn't have a conversation, and there was no communication there because nobody knows anything because you're there alone.
Well, it's
and that's why you should always have numbers.
And again, you know, it's not just Tugs. It's just happened.
I'm just using an example.
No. What I'm saying is again, I'm not trying to just burn Tugs entirely. Like this has happened, you know, for example, with Static, Gomer. Whenever they came down to the mechanic shop, they had something about, oh, we just want to talk. Then a homie and Static wakes up. We roll up to their gas station under the premise of they just want to talk, and then we get shot up. So it's not just Tugs who's doing this. It's multiple people who will talk to people and be like, in our gang, who will talk to people and be like, yo, you know, basically talk with the OGs. And then again, like Static, someone wakes up and everything fucking changes and we get shot up. So instead of just talking, every crew in the city is fucking pressing us. Why don't we actually go after motherfuckers and handle the business and make them want to talk to us, not be the other fucking way around with every damn crew we talk to, man. You know, and it's not even you guys as OGs who are making these calls. It's us making calls to them, making these fucking meetings happen, and then conflict is, you know, either blurred or ended immediately without even making a precedent on what the fuck went down.
Yeah. I get it. I definitely understand you. Like I said, I understand you. I understand Tugs, okay?
Yeah, I hear it.
I'm the neutral one here. So what I think we need to do is, because I think Tugs has some type of feeling right now, and you don't, because you're like me in the sense of we move on day to day. We don't give a fuck. We don't harp on things. I think we need to just get stuff clarified. We need to move forward on things, how we're going to be doing things, because I'm back. I'm going to be around back in the morning hours.
Hell yeah.
And we need to start doing stuff in the mornings, right?
100%.
I want to start running the coke in the morning.
Yeah, so what's the deal with the coke? You initially said you were going to talk to him about that.
Yeah, so no, initially that's what I wanted to tell you. It had nothing to do with the coke. The
I know
whole time it was
didn't.
just about the shit that happened between you and him.
Okay.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with coke at all. So Kate was like telling me that don't do nothing in the morning hours because I need to find out the formula of things. When I talked to Rami's like, what the fuck you talk about formula? He goes, we get bags and that's it. There's no fucking formula to it. So the next time I see Kay, I'm gonna just tell him, well, now that we're established with it, we got the shit going. We're gonna do it within the gang. We're gonna have the morning crew doing it. We'll have the night crew doing it, and we can just have double of the product coming in, so we could just keep building and building and building. And that's what we're gonna start doing.
Okay, sounds good. Do we know how much we need to cure yet, or?
I don't know. I haven't seen any. Like I said, I haven't been around. Tugs told me that we have a shit ton of coke. I don't know what the fuck to do with it. I know somewhat how to do it. The boy told me about it. Rami told me something about it. Tugs told me something about it.
I've been there with Kay. We just need to understand what they're doing, numbers wise, and we can replicate it in the mornings.
It all tells you. So in the left corner of the lab, you'll have the numbers that you need to mix. The right corner is where you do the mixing, and the right of that is where you do all the unboxing and getting all the cocoa leaves. Cool. It's not hard. It's just that you got to make sure like the right formulas, you put in the exact numbers in the beaker, whatever the fuck it's called, to mix it.
Cool.
And that's all it is. But what I'm gonna do, I'll call Tugs up. Let's have a meeting with that, and then I have like 5 other fucking meetings after that, and we'll go upon our day and we'll have fun.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Vinny and meetings, yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm gonna be honest. I'm on that wavelength of like I don't even need to have a meeting about this shit. I've already left it. It is what it is, type shit. But if he wants to have a meeting, we can.
Get the fuck out of this.
We can have a meeting.
Goddamn, more mountain lions come after us. I gotta go sign off with the favela guy. if you want to go sign up with him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I tell you, sometimes you're bright, sometimes you're dumb as fuck. You could have went right over that mountain to the left, and we would have right been at the favelas.
Oh shit.
Too many fucking baseballs to the head.
Feel better now? I mean, bro, what is there to feel better about, bro? This shit was squashed yesterday, in my opinion, right? So it's like, I didn't rehash this out. I just find it funny whenever Tugs is like, well, when you have an issue, come talk to me. I said, okay, sounds good. And then he has an issue and he tells Vinny. Now we have to have a meeting with Vinny about it. Just find it funny.
Oh my.
What happened?
If you would have seen what I seen, that Asbo did a 360 and you sent them to fucking Narnia.
Wait, really?